Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this glorious Sydney morning with a pink, a beautiful pink sky. Look at this, how awesome is this? I love these early mornings. Anyway, welcome to Sydney and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. club. And let's go on a walk and talk and have a chat about a book summary that I've recently read, and we'll head off. As you can see, the jacarandas are stripped of their petals, of their blossoms, and it's all done for another year, but it doesn't matter. We can look elsewhere for colour, and as you can see, the colour is in those beautiful clouds and in this magnificent sunrise which is about to happen. We've got the ferry there just going around the Opera House, heading off to Manly, and the train's heading off, and I think it's probably time for us to make a move as well. Anyway, let's go, let's go on a volta, let's go on a bit of a walk. So the book I want to cover today is entitled The Habit of Being Yourself. The Habit of Being Yourself, and the author is Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza. So, an interesting book which talks about basically how the brain works and how we can use the three brains, the three aspects of the brain that we have, to shape our future and to change the way we are if we want to change, or enhance the way we are by continuing to be who we are. Anyway, what the author kicks off by saying is that first you need to become in order to receive. So you need to think about what you want, you need to live it, you need to internalize it before it will become manifest in your life. How beautiful is the bridge. There's just a gentle breeze blowing up there, so let's continue walking and talking. And the author talks about a concept along the same lines that first you need to become and then you'll receive. And he said that even if you came across your perfect partner, so if you're a single person, even if you came across your perfect partner, chances are that you probably wouldn't recognize them, or you probably wouldn't know what to say and do, because you see yourself as unworthy, and you're probably and they're probably not even looking for you. So there's a double whammy there. So you need to try and manifest your future. But he said that you shouldn't live in the future, but bring your future to your present. Bring your future to your present and to manifest it. We hear about this manifestation all the time, and for many people, morning, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah. For many people, the whole concept of manifestation. By the way, that fellow there that just went past is Dom Callanan, and he's one of the senior directors at Mirvac, which I've befriended over the years. And there you go, got to see him, got to say good morning to me, and no doubt when we chat again he'll ask me what I was doing, and I can talk to him about Jim's 5 a.m. club, which, given that he's a senior leader in a major construction company here in Australia, I'm sure he'd be suitably impressed. Anyway, let's go on. The author talks about the fact that we've got 3 brains. Look, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and they're working already. The noise is just blasting. So business hive of activity, as you can see. But the author talks about the fact that we've got 3 brains. We've got the neocortex, which is the part of the brain that we use for thinking. The neocortex used for thinking. So first we need to conceive. So first we need to use the neocortex to think about what we want in our lives. Then the next brain, the next aspect or component of the brain is the limbic, which is where our emotions and feelings reside. So it's the emotional and feeling part of our bodies. So you need to think it, you need to feel it, all right? You need to think it, you need to feel it. And the third part of the brain that the author talks about, it's amazing how I see the same runners every day, same people, at about the same time doing the same thing. Beautiful. And the third part of the brain is the cerebellum. And the cerebellum is the part of the brain which controls your habits, your thoughts, your behaviors, and how we learn things. So we've got this wonderful thing called the brain, and it's made up of different components, and each of those components can be shaped, can be developed through just like your muscles, through use. You know, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So you need to, I guess we all need to continue to build the plasticity of our brains by thinking and trying to think deeper. And the way you think deeper is through introspection, through reading, through having some quiet time where you can basically explore different thoughts by journaling, by writing down things and exploring them, by using Facebook. I use Facebook to conceptualize things, and I save them as private, and then a year later they'll pop up and I can expand on those thoughts and incorporate learnings that I've learned over time. And you can also expand and build on emotions by feeling things deeper. Instead of having shallow feelings and shallow emotions, try and grow those emotions and feelings by expanding on them and feeling them in a deeper point. Because we know that if you associate thinking with strong feeling, then you're going to be drawn to those things a lot more. And of course the cerebellum is what helps us control the things that we do over and over again, because it's those repeated thoughts and those repeated feelings and those repeated actions which turn us into who we are, allow us to be. So the author talks about think. So it all starts with a thought. So think, then do, until it becomes an automated process, and then you'll be being, because then you'll automatically do it without having to think about it. So it becomes muscle memory, and it just becomes the new you. So becoming or being is a second nature, an unconscious connection to ourselves, where we learn and we learn to become, and which is basically mastery. So mastery is basically taking something and doing it over and over again until it becomes second nature. And we can master ourselves. We can master anything in our lives by, first of all, thinking what we want to become, and then practicing that over and over again habitually until it becomes second nature, until we get to the point where we become unfuckwithable, where it doesn't matter what buttons other people press, we are in control of our emotions and how we respond to various stimuluses and engagements in life, and we're not just reactionary. So we've taken greater control of who we are and how we behave. So the whole goal is to be able to change yourself, to improve yourself. And then the author talks about a few other things. He talks about the identity gap, how you can create an identity gap. Because we all have an identity gap, and the identity gap is, we've got two identities basically, the author suggests. We've got how you see yourself, which is your true identity, and then how you appear to others, which is the masks that you wear just to be accepted by other people. And he said that there's a gap between one and the other, and we are got to ask ourselves why we suppress our identity and create a gap. And here I've got a friend of mine, Justin. He's doing his morning run. Morning, Justin. How you going, mate?
Hey, mate.
Enjoy your run?
Yeah.
Used to work with Justin at Everly. Then there you go. So as you can see, there are people who are habitual in nature. And if I stood here every day, chances are that I'd see the same people doing the same thing over and over again. But here's the clincher. Here's the real clincher. That happiness is when you close the gap. When you close the gap, the identity gap, and you behave the way you are, and you don't live in guilt. Because what the author says is that there are a number of emotional layers which sit in that gap between how we see ourselves, our true identity, and how we appear to others. And the emotional layers include unworthiness. We feel unworthy. We feel anger. We feel shame. We feel shame. We feel fear. We feel self-doubt and guilt. So all of those layers don't allow us to act out and be who we're supposed to be. So we need to learn. We need to learn how to be ourselves. And to be ourselves means we need to unlearn some traits and learn some better traits, and be able to express ourselves freely, so that how we see ourselves is how we appear to others, and not to have to wear the masks and to act and to behave in ways just to be accepted by others. So we need to eliminate, as the author says, some self-destructive habits and behaviors. We need to eliminate beliefs which are limiting. We need to address emotional reactions, how we react to things, so that we are able to respond as opposed to react, and for that, for those emotions to be resourceful as opposed to self-destructive. We need to work on our attitudes and our unconscious states of being. So once again, a wonderful book. I posted this book to Facebook a year ago today, and I got about 3 or 4 likes for the book summary. And I always wonder, I got so much out of this book, and I hope this book summary vlog will also just show you the potential and the learnings that can be gleaned from this sort of material, and just hope that you too find it just as interesting and useful as what I did. Anyway, I'm just going back to work. To all my friends and family, wishing you all the best on this beautiful Friday. Let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly, let's take a lesson out of today's book, which is entitled The Habit of Being Yourself by Joe Dispenza. And try and manifest a different you, a different future, and to be free in your expression so that you close the identity gap between how you see yourself with how you appear to others, and be the best possible version you can be, an authentic you, and to remove all the emotional layers of unworthiness, anger, fear, shame, self-doubt and guilt. Because being self-expressed, being fully self-expressed equals happiness and fulfillment. You need to learn. Our children need to learn. Our grandchildren need to learn. Our work peers need to learn to be themselves and not to be ashamed of themselves, and to learn how to address and change and become better versions of themselves so that they are more resourceful and more loved in the world. Anyway, thank you very much, and I look forward to coming to you again tomorrow from a different location with a different message. But wishing you all a happy Friday and a good start to the weekend. It can be a long weekend if you take Monday off. So let's bring our future to our present, and for everybody to try and manifest their future by living in the present but acting as if they're in their future, so that they draw and they create the world and the results that they so much desire. So here we have the Supply heading off on its morning run, and I love the sound of those engines. I love the way it's breaking the surface of the water and propelling forward, and most importantly, I love it when I see them just crossing in front of the Opera House. How beautiful is it this morning? Anyway, take care, have a good rest of the day, and enjoy your magnificent Friday. Bye for now from Jim's 5am Club.